Hey ho, neighborino, and welcome back. So we, for the first time in like 5 months, are finally going to have another Dragon's Delight event, which may please some and may not please others. But we are going to be having a Dragon's Delight event and a solo event towards the end of next week. So, we will be going through the weekly schedule related to the upcoming events and things like that, but very quickly, just for anyone that hasn't experienced a Dragon's Delight event before, because, you know, it's been 5 months now, this is what a Dragon's Delight event is. Essentially, we've got these tubes with items. You'll see this one had little duckies in it, and basically you've got to feed your dragons items in order to get points during the event. So, there are a lot of different methods and general ideas when it comes to this event, and this is an old tips video. I will mention before anything else that it is a very bad idea to trash items in this upcoming event, but of course this is also from 2017, so we've had these events in DML repeating for a while, but we'll have a leaderboard reward dragon and a point milestone dragon, and likely the amount of points is going to be completely different from what you see right here, but generally the event works the same. But this time around, for this Dragon's Delight event, it'll be running from the 15th to the 19th of March, and we've also got a solo event starting on the 19th, running until the 26th. So from the 15th onwards, we're probably going to be quite busy with random events, and of course we've also got that bottomless dungeon. But for the Dragon's Delight event itself, the leaderboard prize is going to be the Glitter Dragon, and the milestone reward being the Spellwork Dragon, as you can see in this section of the weekly event schedule here. So there's going to be quite a few people wanting to go for that Glitter Dragon, and some wanting to go for that Spellwork, obviously, because that's the milestone reward. But the leaderboard prize does pit you against actual players, so you have to keep that in mind. The other things that we have coming next week with the solo event has the Jellyfish Dragon in that runs between the 19th to the 26th, so a relatively long event still. And then we've got a Breeding Blitz event that includes the Jellyfish and Eel Dragons to breed Cleric for anyone that needs it. And the other important parts is going to be Bottomless Dungeon. We've got Turf Dragon in there and Gentleman, and the Dragon of the Week is going to be the Castle Dragon. So Mr. Castle, he was available a long time ago in the OG Castle event for DML. I did get him in the very first Castle event that the game ever had, but he's returning as a Dragon of the Week now, so hopefully some more people can get their hands on him. But at the same time, it's going to make him slightly less rare than he was before. I believe he's come back once before this, but I don't think he was quite as easily obtainable. But, you know, we've got him, we've got some other dragons coming, and we've also got the clan race happening as well. So, apart from that, nothing too strenuous, but having that Turf Dragon and Jellyfish Dragon, and then Glitter and Spellwork in the Dragon's Delight is going to give potentially a few dragons. So, again, with Dragon's Delight events, you want to avoid trashing as much as possible when you do earn the items, and you need to be doing the 6 quests that are actually part of the event. I'll probably go through all of this, but this is just a quick introduction. The quests that we do for the Dragon Board and the Castle events, it's the same quests, except you're just spending the event currency differently, so don't worry about the earning methods. But the actual spending on the tubes, that's the toughy bit. That's where you got to start making decisions and not wasting resources. But we'll see all of that when it comes out. But just in case you're like, wait, what's a Dragon's Delight? I don't remember that. That's this style of event with the little tubes and the little items that the dragons are asking for. That is a Dragon's Delight. So, coming back, of course, with it being a Friday, we also have our weekly deals, which includes Ake 30 Murny Wurny. We've got some dungeon stepping stones, which I'm going to buy in exchange for actual gold. We've got some enchantment tickets, which in exchange for portal gems, that's decent. Materials, don't buy those. And we do have 5 premium sigil chests for 399. And normally I don't ever buy these because it is quite expensive overall. But I'm going to buy this one because we didn't really spend any gems during the ancient event, so I'm going to make this stupid decision. I'm going to buy these 5 premium sigil chests. And the reason I say that this is a stupid decision is because it is random as to what you get, and only having a 10% chance for a rare means we may open up all 5 of these and not get anything. So if we don't, you can laugh at me. Shall we see what we get? Let's try it out. This was a mistake. We've got 4, 7, 8 rares. That's a subdue, a turtle, acceptance, subdue, wonder, defiance, purity, and cheat. Okay. Okay, so the main ones here that we're interested in are the blues. Purity's okay. Not as good as it used to be. Wonder, fantastic. I like that. Defiance, very bad. Subdue, awful. Acceptance, that's what I want. I want more of these rare acceptances. Turtle, god-awful. Subdue, even worse. But, actually, no. Turtle is kind of worse than subdue. But at least we did get somewhat of what we wanted. You see, now we've actually gotten to the point where I could legitimately fuse an epic subdue if I wanted to. But I don't want to, because one, when you upgrade into epic, it will actually make your dungeon and other things in game slightly more difficult, because equipping more epics, because they've got higher base stats, it will actually be worse in a lot of scenarios if they're not the right sigils. And plus, don't forget that it also costs a heck of a lot to fuse them. So even though I have the capability of fusing this epic subdue, I'm not going to do it right now, because we need to be saving up resources for more wonders, mainly more acceptances. Getting more epic acceptances is really important. And plus, I wouldn't mind, say, a havoc potentially, or an epic witchcraft. They're also not bad, but I just can't believe how many subdues I keep getting with this. So I could make another rare acceptance. Maybe I will do that right now. Let's just do that while we're here. And so now we've got 3 acceptances, so we can get closer and closer. But aside from that, you know, we don't have a great deal of resources coming our way. But, you know, the sigils are a constant grind, getting more and more of them out of the maps and random sigil chests, so it's not terrible. Look at this, 50 common subdues. My goodness, game, you really want me having these subdues, don't you? Well, I'm not going to do it. Not today. Not today, game. You will not have me. But that is, of course, well-marked stuff. I'd also want to hatch my second pixie dot here, because I did hatch the other pixie dot the other day. But why not have 2? I would say that, but we don't actually have any available space. So, why do I never have any space for anything? This is little Sashi, of course, the previous pixie dot, the adult form pixie dot now. I'm happy that we finally have every single Dragon of the Month in DML, at least I believe so, which means we are not missing a Dragon of the Month yet. So, I'm a happy girl when it comes to that, and I'm looking forward to potentially getting some of those dragons next week. The other dragon that we do also have in here, you'll notice, is the current Dragon of the Week, Pink Bloom, which I didn't even know I had, because sometimes in DML I go to breed a dragon, I click get duplicate, and sometimes it just doesn't load, and so I'll just close the game before I even see what it was. And luckily for me, I got the dragon that I wanted, so it feels pretty good about that, not gonna lie. I suppose we should do our sigil map battles while we're here as well, since I was just talking about them before. But am I actually excited for a Dragon's Delight event to be returning? No, not really. Not really. The reason I don't really like the Dragon's Delight events is they're still random in terms of the points that you can get to an extent, because it's still random for what points you're going to earn at the time, which I don't like. And plus, at the same time, the old Dragon's Delight events used to be great, because you'd be able to spend all of your event currency in like 5 minutes, It was still bad because RNG used to be even worse because there was less currency in that sense, but at the same time, at least it didn't take half an hour to actually use all of our event currency. But if it follows the pattern of the last few Dragon's Delight events, then it's probably going to take us a very long time to spend all of our event currency. So we'll see how they do it. We have also had different versions of Dragon's Delight events where they either allow us to get singular points only, or we've had Dragon's Delight events before where they allow us to have or gain multiple points at once, but that's even more RNG, which is not good. But we'll see. They haven't really given us many details about the event or any changes. Technically, we don't even know if the leaderboard dragon is only for first and second, or at least I don't think they've answered about that. So, for right now, I guess we will just have to wait and see what they decide. We'll also be getting towards the end of this map soon, which means that Mr. Sunny Sunspot will also be ours, and we'll finally get to see everyone's scores on this Sigil contest. It's gonna be wild, because you see me just playing normally. I currently have a score of 7 million, but apparently some people have been hitting some millions just in singular fights, and especially if you gem everything on day one, you're just going to get a really high score. I don't see why someone would want to do it, but apparently people do want to sit there and do it. So I guess power to them. But the benefit of just getting a few extra premium sigil chests, not worth to me. So, you know, I guess it's just another one of those super monetized whale features that tiny spenders like me don't really ever want to touch. Because the only spending I really do in DML is things when they're on sale and when they're like less than $5. Otherwise, I really do not like buying anything in this game. Sometimes I'll go months without spending anything. Like this Dragon Master Pass, the rewards were underwhelming, and even though I do like Spicy, he wasn't quite penguin level, so I didn't feel enough of a vibe from him to buy him like I did with the Penguin Dragon. So, you know, I do not condemn anyone for wanting to spend or not spend in a game like DML. If you really want to spend and you can very easily afford it, go ahead. But the problem becomes when people spend unnecessarily large amounts for very little benefit. Because then it's just like, why? Why would you waste the money? You know? Because it's like if there was a shop that was offering you a sale on an item, and this happened once a month, every month, or every 2 weeks, and people knew that this sale was going to happen every time. Why would you buy a deal when it's not on sale? That's a much worse deal than that. You know, it just doesn't make sense. That's why, if you really want to optimize the amount of gems you can get per value, really you should buy the on sale clam or the Dragon Master passes when they give large amounts of gems. But the on sale clam, that gives 800 for like £2 something. And even though you might not use the gems that you collect daily immediately, the point is you might need to use them in the future for, say, I don't know, a divine event or an ancient event. So all that you need to do is not spend them. And plus, in events we do get bonus gems. In the dungeon you might get bonus gems. In the ruins you get quite a lot of bonus gems if you're doing that all the time. So there are lots of ways to get free gems as well. But if you are going to spend, it just doesn't make sense to buy pointless things that give you very little benefit. If you really want to buy one of the bundled dragons, go ahead. I don't think it's really worth the value personally, but if you want to do it, fine. But I always get people asking about gems and how do I get more gems? How do I get more value for my gems? There's no truly fantastic value, but you definitely don't want to ever be paying full price. It's just like most things. Do most people not filter by like on sale or by cheapest to most expensive? Is it just a stingy person thing? Because I can't. Everywhere I go, I just have to order by cheapest first, because even though you might say, well, lower quality items are the cheaper items, that doesn't really apply to DML. Because, you know, we're not buying a material product. But at the same time, even then, you can sort of pick out some good items that just happen to be on a deal or on sale. You know what I mean? So it might take you a little bit more time, like with the clan. Maybe you'll have to wait an extra month to get as many gems as you want. But if all that you have to do is log in once a day to get the value, is that not infinitely better? I guess they sort of cap people out that end up just not logging in, so it's like, oh, well, you didn't log in today, so you don't get your full gem value. Sucks to suck. But, you know, for daily players and players that are quite invested, just don't buy the full cost gem packs, please. You know, I say this as someone that wants to help you get as many dragons in DML as you can, because the more dragons you get, the stronger you get in terms of, you know, your actual dragons. The more variety on your team you get, you'll probably be playing for longer on average than someone that doesn't have all of those great things. So it might incentivize you to keep playing for longer. If anything, I'm actually marketing DML. It's like, wow, do you want to keep playing DML forever and sell your soul to Satan? Well, this is the grand method to do it. I also did forget about the weekend events. I knew that there was something that I was forgetting to participate in. We do also have a golden opportunity event that has Mr. Arboreal in it, which is a dragon I already have, and Farming Fanatic has Scribble, which I already have, so I don't care about these two events. But you should always participate in weekend events because they give just a few extra resources, gems, which we were just talking about, and gems, which we were just talking about. So bonus gems from all these little places, all these little tiny things and, you know, little methods, they do start to really stack up eventually. So I guess just don't give up, especially with things like the ruins. I see people say, but I never get gems out of the ruins, like, ever. I probably get gems at least once every 12 hours out of these ruins, and that's really not bad. So, don't know, you should probably be doing it. It's just like one of the daily grind things that you should probably do. And since I traded those in, I should probably take those back. So for now, we'll continue working on our Dragon Master Pass. That's why I've got these two in the breeding den for now, just hatching harpies and such. But, you know, get ready for those mini events next week. It's not as arduous as the my voice is dying, as the ancient events and that we've had recently. But at the same time, there are new dragons potentially for some available, so make sure you are prepared for those time frames. Remember, no super long food, no super long breeds if you can help it. That's the general gist of preparing for an event in DML. But, you know, for now, I do appreciate you being here, and if you have any questions, feel free to ask. So until next time, I do hope to see you then.
There you go. Use that.
Okay.
Well, what else is happening then? Are you gonna record the next? Can I be in the next video?
Maybe.
But I can't really put it. I can't be asked to put it in my videos. I can't really be asked, but I can't be asked.
Fair enough. I'll take it.